Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Chill Out podcast. I'm Kelly Wood, your host. So, I did a survey on Instagram where I asked girls to comment their dislikes or icks about guys. And I got some interesting ones, which inspired this episode because liking someone, loving someone, being in a relationship, or being single is nothing new. It's a universal experience that we all go through sometime in our lives, and it teaches us a lot about ourselves but also about what we don't like, which does make things more clear moving forward. And without certain experiences, how do we develop an understanding about what we actually want in a relationship or from a partner? And how do we learn more about ourselves at the same time so that we can grow and that we can actually improve? I feel like in my life, I haven't had the best experience when it comes to guys or romantic relationships. Like, I'm just being honest. It's always good in the moment. Like, I love love. And it's always good when you're experiencing all of the good parts. But when things end, it's sad, it's painful, it's uncomfortable, and you kind of start regretting all of that time wasted. However, if I had that mindset and didn't choose to actually appreciate the experience for what it was, well, then how would I grow from it and learn, right? I spent the majority of my 20s in a very serious relationship with someone that I thought would be my person forever. But hey, sometimes things don't work out. And you also get into a place when you are in a relationship where you are peaceful and you are kind of like unbothered by everything around you. And things like hookup culture obviously wasn't something I even cared about. Like, it's not something that you think about when you're in a relationship. And I've never been someone that goes out and wants to embrace like the whole hookup culture. I feel like that's something more for when you're like in your teens. Like, I'm not kidding. I just don't thrive in those scenarios. It's just awkward now. Like, no judgment to anyone, but it's mainly for single people, obviously. But since I am single, it's a topic that gets brought up a lot now. So, hookup culture refers to a social environment that encourages casual sexual encounters and short term relationships, often without a commitment or expectation of any emotional intimacy. And in this specific culture, individuals may engage in one night stands or brief physical relationships without the traditional expectations of dating or long term commitment. And when you are growing up, and you just start going to clubs or parties with your friends, hookup culture is like all the rage. It's like so cool. It's the way you show everyone how cool you are. It gives you a boost of confidence. However, over time, hookups for me isn't something that I necessarily gravitate towards. I mean, my first kiss, for example, was so awkward. Like, I felt so nervous. I was so detached in the moment. But I feel like I wanted to get it out the way because everyone around me already did it. And it was a guy that I met on that night. I just wanted to get it over with. And it just wasn't how like it's expected to be like in the movies. Like, how unaware and innocent was I? But after that, I did feel less anxious about it. And throughout life, when you have different experiences with partners, you become more confident. You become more aware of what you don't want. And like, I've met guys before that will literally say or do anything in order to hook up with you. Like, they definitely weren't interested in relationships. They just wanted sex, basically. And when they don't get what they want, they will make up rumors about you or dismiss you like you never existed. And I was actually speaking to one of my friends the other day, and she was saying like how this guy basically lied about who he was in the beginning. And then she started questioning like, why do I keep attracting all of these types of guys that like are so wrong for me? And it's not necessarily you that's the problem. It's because a lot of people tend to lie about who they are in the beginning because obviously they know how they're supposed to be. But in order to get what they really want, which is, sex, they will say or do anything until they get that. So it's not always you that's the problem. Like, sometimes you're not attracting those people. They're just lying to you from the beginning. But hey, it's experience. So I also got like really bad advice when I was younger about how guys like girls who have been with lots of guys. And maybe some guys do because it means there is a level of experience. However, then I learned that the guys I actually want aren't guys who necessarily want that. and that you don't need to change your entire personality just to attract the people you don't actually want in the first place. Like, I've spoken to guys about this topic, and some of them aren't interested in, having a girl who has been with multiple people. But then you also get guys who will be in relationships, have that same mindset, but then they're like double tapping on girls' photos on Instagram. I mean, it's laughable at this point. So I just feel like for me, hookup culture isn't really something that I like. Like, I just don't like it. Like, I'm a relationship girl. That's totally okay. And I feel like so many women struggle with this pressure to be cool, to be accepted, to be chill and wanted. And their confidence relies completely on whether, she gets this guy or that guy. And it shouldn't be that way, because when you stop chasing the wrong things, you start attracting the right things, even if you have to wait a bit longer. Like, your single time doesn't necessarily have to be spent looking for your next boyfriend. It could also be used to focus on yourself and to take the time to develop a healthier relationship with yourself. I personally never feel good participating in a culture around casual hookups. It's just not a fun experience for me, and I'm just being honest. Like, everyone has these like positive reviews about hookup culture. Like, oh, it's so exciting. Oh, it's so fun. And you feel left out, because why don't I feel that way about it? Like, is there something that I'm not like getting or understanding? Like, everyone is so different. Of course, what works for me might not work for you. And I probably sound so boring, but I'm just being honest. And no judgment to people that obviously participate in that culture. It's just personally not for me. And I might change my mind in the future about this concept, but it's just weird. And like, I feel like if you don't feel comfortable or you feel terrible afterwards, then you probably shouldn't be participating in it. Like, if you are having an existential crisis the next day after the hookup, well, like I said, everyone is different. If you're going out to a party and you casually hook up with someone, that's great. It's fun. It gives you some confidence. Like, if you just broke up with someone and you just want to go out and have a good time, like, all power to you. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're having a good time. Like, that's awesome. However, the whole culture encourages not being committed in general, which stems into a mindset of when you are in a relationship, you've lost how to be loyal to someone, how to treat someone. And for a lot of guys, you never change your behavior. And we now have a concept called a situationship, which also lacks clear definitions or commitment. And things get lost in translation. Like, someone always gets hurt and it becomes an ongoing cycle. I even know of this like influencer who mentioned how difficult it was for him to find a loyal, decent girl, because he had so many previous experiences where he was finding girls he actually couldn't trust, and he like just wanted someone who was more authentic and was just loyal and trustworthy. And it's like not even that much to ask for. One of the frequent comments I have received from females is how they feel like they are constantly stuck in their masculine energy because of the guy. Like, as a woman, we naturally want to be the softer, kinder, nurturing versions of ourselves. But then we get guys who keep us in our masculine energy, where we maybe don't trust them. We constantly have to be in a fight or flight mode. We don't feel safe in the relationship to actually be ourselves because we've been hurt so many times, and it's just not fun. Like, you want to be in a relationship where you bring out the best in each other, and no relationship is perfect. Anyone who tells you that it's totally perfect is totally lying, because in any worthy relationship, there are going to be bad moments and good moments. You are choosing to be with, you choosing to be with each other through everything. Unless it becomes abusive, then obviously that's totally different. But in this case, I'm speaking about a normal, healthy relationship. Everything is so accessible with social media these days. Everything is on display. And now that I'm actually in a place where I feel more secure in myself, more confident, less reliant on the validation of someone else, you kind of start noticing things that you just won't accept anymore. So I really wanted to discuss a few traits of a mature man. So the first thing would be a mature man is not obsessed with social media. Like maybe they use it for business or for work purposes, but they aren't scrolling on social media, following random girls, double tapping their pictures. Like it's just weird. Like if you're in a relationship, if you're walking down the street, for example, holding your girlfriend's hand and you see like a really pretty girl, are you going to like turn around and be like, I like that? Like no, like 90% of guys like aren't going to be doing that. So like why are you double tapping people's pictures when you're in a relationship? The second thing is being a good communicator and being able to say how they actually feel without giving you attitude. I feel like that's a very mature guy. So basically they prioritize open communication over starting a fight or lying about everything. The next thing is they are going to be understanding when it's that time of the month for you. They're going to understand that, you know, you might need some extra love and affection during this time. Instead of like being weird and like distancing themselves from you or making things weird for you, they're going to be considerate and thoughtful. The next thing is a mature man is also not over drinking and getting to a point every time when you go out, or even drinking when you're at home, and getting to a point where they can't handle themselves or they become mean or you just feel uncomfortable. Like a mature guy knows their limits. They are also not canceling their plans with you to go party with their friends or making you feel like an option. The next thing is a mature man isn't hiding their phone from you. Like having passwords, putting his phone face down, doesn't put his phone under his pillow when he's sleeping, and basically isn't, you know, using the word privacy for the right reasons. Like they're using the word privacy to gaslight you into thinking that they aren't keeping secrets. Like there's a huge difference in having privacy and hiding things from your partner. And I feel like if you have a gut feeling that your partner is lying to you all the time and you feel the need to check their phone, I feel like that's not a healthy relationship that you even want to be in, because someone shouldn't be making you feel that way in the first place. Having a level of fluidity or no formal commitment might sound fun in the moment or for a while, but in reality, it never works out. Like people get hurt, people get damaged, and they carry those experiences and trauma with them throughout life until they are able to heal from that experience. And I'm not entirely sure why the new rage isn't wanting a normal, committed relationship with someone. Like everyone should have the freedom to explore and figure out what they want, but there also should be a level of transparency and integrity involved, because we are all human at the end of the day, and you can't expect something from someone if you can't meet that person at that level, basically. There is nothing wrong with having standards. I would rather be the most uncool person than doing something that does not resonate with my own values and what I actually want. So, of course, do what feels right for you, but make sure it's actually what makes you happy. So I really enjoyed spending time with you, chilling out with you, and let me know your thoughts about this week's episode. Like I love hearing from you guys. It's so much fun creating these episodes, and new episodes every Wednesday. So I will catch you guys next week. I love you. Ciao.